Hello and welcome to TrackVia's webinar, How No-Code Applications Will Modernize Your Business, with our presenter today, Natalie Fieldsend. My name is Michelle Martz-Mayfield and I am the PR Corporate Communications Manager here at TrackVia. We're going to start you off with a little bit of housekeeping before we get started. And what you're in now is in listen-only mode. Please stay in that mode so everyone can hear the presentation. If you do have questions, we do encourage them. Please submit them via the chat window and we will get to them during the presentation if we can. Those that we don't get to, we will follow up with those in an email. Our webinar is being recorded today and we will send you that recording within 48 hours after we are done. That's it really for our housekeeping. So I'm going to hand it right over to you, Natalie.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Michelle. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining. My name is Natalie Fieldsend, and I'm a solutions consultant here at TrackVia. We're really excited for you to join us today as we walk through a couple of different things. First, to get started, we're going to talk a little bit about who TrackVia is. Then we're going to go into where to use no code and why it's important. Then we'll walk you through how to sign up for a TrackVia trial. And then once you get into that trial, we'll walk you through that welcome application and show you kind of how to get started. And then one of the demo applications that's available in that trial, which is our project tracking or project management application. So a little bit about TrackVia. We were founded in 2006 in Denver, Colorado. We have about 75 employees and about 350 plus different customers. And really, we help organizations to automate their processes that might be done on manual paper or spreadsheets or any area where there's really data that's being tracked. We can go in and help those organizations build no or low code applications to streamline some of those processes. On the right-hand side of your screen, you're going to see some of the logos of people that we work with. And really, this is just to show kind of the variety of different organizations that utilize TrackVia in their business. We have people like the North Face who are using us on the manufacturing side for custom orders. KSI is an oil and gas company using us out for field services. Sands is using us for anti-money laundering. So really just a variety of different customers in different verticals doing a lot of different things. And that's really the beauty of no code applications versus point solutions where they might only fit one specific need. We can really go in and help with any process that currently is being tracked in a variety of different ways and make sure that we help provide some more automation and workflow around those processes. So really, the whole idea around no code or low code is your ideas and your applications. These days, IT can be pretty backed up, and they're focused on big projects, and they might be a small team. With no or low code, we're empowering those business users to have their ideas become applications without needing to code. And what this does is it helps ensure that processes are followed correctly. Analyzing those processes and see if they're working or not, and then being able to automate and streamline those steps to increase efficiencies. So as I mentioned, the old ways are not working anymore, right? So we are having generic and inflexible software that might be difficult to adjust. You might have an ERP system that if you need to make a change to a field or adjust something on a form, it might take weeks or months to get those changed. Custom IT is expensive and it can take a long time. And then there's the hodgepodge of emailing around Excel spreadsheets or other forms, or writing something down on paper and taking it over to the next room or upstairs or from the manufacturing floor to your foreman or manufacturer's office. And that's just, it's error prone and there's not a lot of automation. It takes time. There might be duplicate data entry, and that's not what we want. So where can you use no code applications in your business? Really, it can be used in a lot of different places, but where we see our customers utilizing us most in their business or no code applications are quality control. So maybe manufacturing doing quality checks on on items or field services like daily field service or progress or production reports. Compliance and risk is a big one, assets and inventory, project management, which we'll take a look at a project tracking application today. And then kind of just a catch-all of custom workflow or process applications. So anywhere where in your business you have a place where you're maybe emailing around spreadsheets or could use a little more workflow in some of your processes is a good spot for a low or no code application. So in front of you here, we have this project tracking example, and this is actually what we're going to walk through today once we get to the demo portion of the webinar. And this is just the workflow that is behind that application. So what we'll take a look at is a director who manages a bunch of project templates. And they'll create a new project and then assign a project manager to manage that project. From there, there'll be specific tasks that go along with that project. And that project manager is going to go ahead and assign out those tasks to task owners or individual contributors. From there, a team member will get alerted that a new task has been assigned to them, and then they'll go ahead and complete that task. We'll also have the director approve the project and analyze that project performance, and we'll take a look at some analytics as well. So really simple kind of project tracking, project management workflow. But the beauty about low code or no code applications is that you can match the software to meet your specific process or needs, and you aren't having to fit your process into a software and change your process around to fit into that. You're able to easily make changes without involving IT or other technical folks. Easy to make changes on the fly to make sure that it matches your process. So as we're going through the demo today of the applications, keep that in mind that things that you're going to see, you can easily make changes to. So before we dive into that demo, I just wanted to go over the anatomy of our platform. So we have a lot of different customers doing a lot of different things, but when it comes down to it, these are the three main things that everyone's doing in the TrackVia application. So we're acquiring data, whether that's through configurable web or mobile forms that we'll take a look at, through our API or some pre-built connectors that we have. So pushing and pulling data between other systems so that the data isn't siloed, or importing via spreadsheets. We'll then act on that data. So we have intelligent workflow queues so people can be alerted and stuff can populate into people's dashboards and they can really see the information that's relevant to them. And take action on that data. We also have instant notifications and some custom logic filters and calculations as well. Finally, we're going to be analyzing that data. So the role-based dashboards will have some graphics and visualizations where you'll be able to really get a good grasp of what's going on in your business. And we'll be able to take a look at some of those reports, all of which you can drill into and really get a deep dive into those data, into the data. And finally, this all lays on top of a fully configurable relational database. And really just what that does is it allows for the flexibility in the platform to make those changes. So with that, I'm going to switch screens here and let's go through setting up a trial for TrackVia. Great. All right, so I am on the TrackVia website. We can see here we have our home page, and what we're going to go ahead and do is just click to start a trial. From here, it'll take us to this quick form that we can fill out. Let's just type in our email and say we want to improve eliminating spreadsheets. From here, we'll go ahead and start that trial now. What that's going to do is it's going to send me an email to go ahead and set up that trial. So let me pull over another screen here. and start the trial. So basically what I did was just enter some information. I created a password, and now our trial is being created. So it's really setting up the applications that you'll have access to in your trial account. It just takes a few minutes to get this set up. So really quickly, within a minute or so, you're going to have a fully functioning trial account. Awesome, and here we are in. Now, some of you might have done a TrackVia trial before, and we actually have a new feature that we just implemented called App Queues. And basically what this is it guides you through welcoming you to the application. So today I'm kind of your live app queue, so I'll be walking you through some of this stuff, but if you go and decide to sign up for a trial afterwards, this is a really great way to get started and gives you kind of some pointers as well. So for now, we'll just say we're here to check things out and just look around. We're gonna get a quick little mini tour. So what our app queues will do is it just shows you some basics of how to get started. So where to access your applications is up here under this welcome tab. Our builder tools, so we're currently put in the role of a super admin. So we'll be able to see these tools where we can actually build and make changes to applications. We also have limited users who won't necessarily see this toolbar when they're using the application. And that's the quick tour. I'm going to go ahead and X out of here so we can go through the welcome application. So now that we're in the TrackVia trial and we're in that welcome application, you can see we have a couple of different things here. So we can schedule a demo. If you want to talk to a sales rep, we can do that as well. We also have some getting started tips. So you can view our knowledge base to get more information, video resources, but also check out TrackVia University as well, so that you can really start to understand the application. And we really want to make sure that you're set up for success. Low and no code is easy to use, but as with any software or any application, there is a learning curve, and it does take some knowledge to get started. So we are in our welcome application. We also have a couple of different applications that are available to us, project management and quality control. So all of these applications are housed under the same account. So when you're with TrackVia, you can build unlimited applications. You can connect those applications so that your data isn't siloed, and you can use them for a variety of the different things that we looked at when we were on that slide talking through use cases and then some, right? On average, about each of our customers has 6 different applications, but it can range from 1 to almost 100. So it really just depends on your business needs. So let's go ahead and start this project management app and jump in here. And let me make my screen big again so that everyone can see it. All right, so now that we're in this project management application, as I mentioned, we're going to walk through a variety of different steps. We can still see we have this toolbar because we're still in that super admin mode. Before we actually jump into this, there is a critical part that we need to do. So TrackVia is based around setting up a variety of roles and permissions and placing people into specific roles. So right now we can see we have some project managers down here. And because I'm a new user, I'm not assigned to a project manager role. In a minute, we're going to take a look at a project manager dashboard. And I need to be assigned a project manager so that I can see the projects that have been assigned to that specific project manager. So what we're going to do is actually jump into our employees table right here. So one of the tables that make up this application. And we'll scroll down to Leslie Nope, who's a project manager. What I'm going to do is I'm going to assign myself to Leslie Nope so that when I go to that project manager dashboard, it'll show me Leslie Nope's project manager information. So it'll show me all the projects that Leslie has been assigned. All right, so let me jump back out. We've saved that, and we'll jump back out here. So what we're going to do, we're currently in that project director role, and we're going to start a new project. So we'll click this button here, and it'll take us to a customized form. Now, this form is something that we have created. And so if you're taking a look at this and thinking like, oh, like we collect different information, this isn't necessarily the type of information we collect around projects, or we need more information, all of that can be easily changed. And again, that's what makes low code or no code so unique. So let's give it a project name. We'll say it's the webinar 714. Well, let's see if I can type 14 project. We can see here we have a default value, so we're in the planning stage currently. We can change that if we want to, but we'll leave that there for now. We have a project manager not assigned. We can say we have a start date of maybe we do today, and a deadline, maybe we do end of August. We also have this field here for project type. We have two different projects we can select. One is new product development. I can select that and move on with my workflow, or I can select custom product order. You'll notice when I select that custom product order that two additional fields appear. We have this set in place. It's a show hide rule, so that really the end user is only seeing information or fields that are relevant to them. They don't need to fill out information regarding the customer and the project revenue, then we won't show them those fields. And it really just makes for a better user experience. So for now, we'll do that. We'll say Natty's Vintage Designs and maybe give a project revenue of 10,000. We can also add documentation if needed. We can upload files or link to file repositories like a Dropbox or something of that sort. For now, let's just save those changes. And then what you'll see here is we actually had another section pop up under our form once we submitted that initial project detail form that added some tasks. So the way that we have this application set up is that anytime you select custom product order, there are 4 tasks that need to be completed. And so we have those tasks generated. It's the same 4 tasks every time. Maybe there's 1 task, maybe there's 100 tasks on different projects, but for custom product order, it's these 4 tasks that we need to complete. So now that we have those, we could assign them here if we wanted to, but I'm just gonna leave them for now. So let's jump back out to our dashboard. And what we can see here on this project director dashboard is that project that I just created has gone into the project manager not assigned lane. So it's just right there. And this is just another way for us to interact with the data. We call it a lanes view. Some people call it a Kanban board, but we can easily pick up and drag and drop. And we'll just go ahead and give that to Leslie. And again, we're giving it to Leslie because that's who I assigned myself as a project manager in the system. So we'll be able to see her project management stuff on her dashboard. So let's go take a look at that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump over to the My Projects dashboard. As you can see, we're in as Leslie Nope. We had those 3 projects. This one webinar project we just created, and looks like these 2 are overdue. We have some conditional formatting in here to really help you visualize and see kind of when something's wrong, right? Something's overdue, it's in red, it's not started, we're in blue. We can also see this task timeline over here with all those tasks that just generated under our webinar project. And we can go in here and we can assign them out to different individuals. We can move the start dates back and forth if needed. We can extend the timeline to do them. Really another way to just interact with that data very easily. So we've assigned those tasks out. We can also take a look at our open projects. But now what we'll do is we'll actually go over to that individual team member as Leslie Nope again, and we'll complete one of those tasks. So now I'm on the My Task dashboard, and this is from the lens of that individual contributor who's going to complete the task that a project manager assigned. We can see we have a calendar to take a look at our open tasks. We can see when they are supposed to start and how long they're supposed to take. You can take a look at some other open tasks. It looks like I have not been keeping up with them very well, and I have quite a few overdue. But for now, we'll stick with our webinar project task. So when I click this workflow button, what's going to happen is it's going to give me a list of those open tasks again, and I can select which one I want to complete. So if I click in here, we can see that it brings me some information regarding that specific task, what project it relates to, what the resource is, which is me, if I've started it or not. We also have some locked fields where you can see that I can't change the start date or what project it belongs to. And we have some defaulted fields as well with today's date. Again, I can go in here and put that we completed it today, and we can complete that task. We can also do that on a mobile device as well. So it can be completed out in the field, or if you're at your desk on a laptop, you can clearly do it that way as well. So that's pretty much the whole workflow of walking through starting a project, creating one, assigning that project manager assigning tasks, and then that individual contributor completing those tasks. So now we can take a look at some project analytics. So here we have just a couple of ways that you can visualize the data inside of TrackVia. So average task by performance type, we have a bar chart, we have some line graphs. We can also do pivot tables as well. So really any piece of data that you're collecting in TrackVia, whether that's through one of those customized mobile or web forms, through pulling it in through an integration, or through importing historical data or any data via a spreadsheet, you're able to chart that in TrackVia and then actually dive into those charts to see the underlying data. So if I wanted to take a look further at this, I could dive in and then just keep drilling down until I get to a specific task. So all of this is drillable, which is really great for seeing kind of what is making up those charts and graphs. So I know we have about 9-ish minutes left. So what I'm going to do actually now is show you how easy it is to make changes in the application. So what we can do first is let's take a look at our table relationships and look at our ERD. So this is our ERD for this application. As you can see, we got quite a few tables, but it's not too crazy, right? So most stuff relates back to the project. So customers can have many projects, employees can work on many projects, projects can have many project types can have many projects, and then project types can have many type tasks, right? So this is how we have this ERD set up. So let's go ahead and take a look at our projects table. So if we go in here, we can go into our projects table and our table editor. Now, just to give you a quick orientation to what you're looking at here is we're in our table editor. On our left-hand side, you're going to see the field data collection types that you have available to include on your table. So we really have anything from single line text, number fields, drop-down list, checkboxes, date and time fields, and then some specialty fields as well for email, links, documents, and that type of thing. In the middle here, you'll have the fields that are already included on this table. So you can see we have a variety of fields already included, and then we have some field settings as well. Now, to make changes, it's just as simple as dragging, dropping, and typing a few things. So let's see, we have this project stage. Maybe we want to change what the stage is called. So maybe instead of complete, maybe we want to call it executed. So we can delete complete as a choice option. If I can spell cute, and maybe that's our option now. So we'll add that in. So that's a new type or a new drop-down choice that's now available to us when we're selecting what the stage is. We can also add new drop-downs. So if I wanted to add a new field, we can do, maybe we want to do project priority. And from here, we can do low, medium, high. So now that we have that available on our table, all we need to do is add that to our form to then be able to start collecting that data. So let's save this. And we'll jump in to our project details form. You can see here on this forms builder, we have all of the forms that you build separate by the table. So you just have to find the projects table since that's what we're working on here. And we'll go to that details form and our form editor. Looks pretty similar to our table editor here, but we have that form in front of us. We can see here, I have that new field available. So project priority is available for us to add. Simple as dragging and dropping it onto that form, and then we can save. Now, if we jump back out and say we want to start a new project again, add a new project. We jump in, we can see that that field is ready for data collection on this form. So again, it took me a few minutes to just simply click, drag and drop, and add that. We can also see here that I have the stage that I added. So we changed completed to executed, and we have that available on our drop-down list as well. So really, really simple to make changes. And again, that's the beauty of no code, right? It took me no coding to go in, make those changes. I didn't have to go to IT or put in a request ticket to get something changed in the application. It was done in a matter of minutes. I don't come from a coding background. I don't have any really computer coding knowledge, and I was able to do that really, really easily. So that's the power of citizen development growing throughout an organization. All right, and I see we have about 4 minutes left. So let me just see if we have any questions. Perfect. It looks like someone was asking about mobile capabilities with TrackVia. So we have a native iOS and Android application. So that means when you go to the App Store or the Google Play Store, you're able to easily download the TrackVia application, and it's native on that device. So that means you don't have to go to your web browser on your device to access the application. And it also means that you can take advantage of the device's capabilities. So you're able to take photos and attach those to records. You're able to collect signatures, geolocation. We also have offline mode. So it's a really robust application experience, and there's no additional coding or effort required to make that happen. You're able to easily, any changes that you make on the web application are easily and immediately reflected on that mobile device. So it's very easy to manage. Let's see if there are any other questions here. We have a question about integrating with other platforms. So we do have an open bi-directional API. It's really any system that is willing to talk to TrackVia, we can most likely connect with. We also have partnered with a company called Workato, where we're able to offer integrations in a similar type fashion as TrackVia. So no coding required. You're able to easily drag and drop and set up recipes and connectors and connect into your system. So it really maintains that whole low code, no code feel while you're setting those up. Perfect. And with the last 2 minutes, let me switch back here. Jump into present mode. So we really want to thank you guys for your time today. A few final notes before we sign off at the 30-minute mark is that we really value guys' feedback. So we have a short survey that will come out. It shouldn't take more than about 5 minutes to complete. And if you guys want to see something different in our webinars, or you have an idea for something that you think would be really great, please let us know. We're open to feedback, and we want to make these as informative and useful as possible. So please let us know. Additionally, if you have any other questions, my inbox is always open. I'm happy to hop on a call and talk through some additional questions or things that you might have that come up regarding processes in your organization where maybe low or no code could be a fit. Thank you so much for your time, everyone. We really appreciate it.